Boom, here. I roll it, and I come right in. And I come in and strike. I go to this position, I disarm. He checks me, he stops me. Boom, I roll that elbow, and then I come right back in. Yep, I missed it that time. Then I peeled it this way. 7, boom, boom. See that? And I hook it. Boom. Hey guys, thank you for checking out our video today. My name's Sean Elders, and this is Pinnacle Combat Arts. Like, subscribe, comment down below, hit the bell so you can be notified every time we get a new video. Today we're going to do palm stick versus knife. Let's get started. First aspect that you need to understand about this is these are drills and exercises to help develop the skills to do it. But the end result is that you have to battle test this. You have to put this under high levels of stress. So what I'm showing you tonight is just a template. You need to understand that. It is just simply a template, okay? Which means, what does that mean? You're gonna be developing the drilling and exercise with your partner, but the other aspect is that you are not finished. You have to have it, after you've drilled it and stuff, you have to then escalate the situation, put on headgear, and start really drilling it where you're going as fast as you can and as hard as you can, and start to develop those keen reflexes and get into the pressure testing aspect of doing all this stuff. I always want to remind you guys of that, because I feel like sometimes people, they lose sense of what are we doing here? Are we doing this just for performance purposes, or are we doing this so we can actually use these combative techniques in a violent altercation? So that's a very important part of this whole thing. The palm stick, some people say, oh, it's a joke. Well, try getting this smashed up against your skull. Try getting your teeth knocked out with it, okay? Try getting this lodged in your body where you're in nasty positions, okay? Try all that stuff, because guess what? Until you battle test with this thing and you understand what it really can do, I don't want to hear it, okay? It's very important that you understand that you've got to take this to the extreme. It's very important. You got to do it safe. Mouth guard, groin protection, headgear, you know, and you get yourself in different positions and you develop how to use the palm stick. I'm going to show you a training template to help develop your ability to use the palm stick against a knife. Your partner is going to attack you with a number 1 and a number 2. The idea is I want you to start to develop and first deal with that number 1. So for instance, the number 1, the way that I want you to deal with the number 1 is when that number 1 comes in, I'm going to get out of the way. What happens is when that number 1 comes in, I can either pass it with my hand like this, okay? I can just sway out of the way, but when he comes back with that number 2, boom, I'm going to come in, and this is where I'm going to hit right on the metacarpals or on the wrist bone here, or any of those spots. What's that going to do? That's going to help, that's going to stop, and it's going to cause pain for a moment. When I do that, I'm going to slide my hand up into number 1 disarm, just like this. I'm going to pull and push at the same time, okay? I'm going to strike to the body, okay? I'm going to go here, and all I want you to do right from here is you're just going to come in and you're going to strike and hit, strike and hit. For realism, we need to make sure we're going to have a fencing mask on him so that he can, so I can strike and give you kind of a sense of how hard this thing can do on the face, okay, and on the head. So when he gives me that number 1, I'm getting out of the way of that first one. When he comes in with that number 2, I'm crashing in on the bone here. You see that? I'm crashing in on the hand. When that happens, I'm going to cause pain. Pain creates a delay to the brain, and that delay I can then set up for the disarm. My number 1 disarm, I strike and go right to the head. Okay, and this time what I'm going to do is what we call the roll. Okay, and I'm going to go wop, 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 wop. So he slashes the first one, and I engage on the second one. I slide up, I disarm and hit. I strike to the eyes or palm strike, and I keep going like this. He slashes, and I engage. Now I want to be nice to my partner. If I had a padded palm stick, I could use that as and I could strike this harder. But I have to be careful, because I can destroy this and give him a bone bruise or crack his bone. I slide my hand up, I do the disarm and strike to the face, and then I come straight up here. I can show you a little variation of that. When he slashes, first slash, like this, and I come in like this. I slide my hand up and I go here like this. I strike to the hand, but he stops me with his other hand. I roll it over, and then I come back in like this. You guys should know that from one of the other previous videos that I did. where I roll, okay? He slashes, and I come in and strike. I go to this position, I disarm. He checks me, he stops me. Boom, I roll that elbow, and then I come right back in. Now the second one is what I call the 7, the thrust to the stomach, and then a backhand number 2, okay? So on the thrust to the stomach, when he thrusts the stomach, I want to curve out my body, okay, keep him from stabbing me. I want to pike out make a nice curve where I get my stomach out of the way, and I parry this out of the way. I'm not going to have time to do anything. He's going to come back with a number 2, and then I'm going to come to the same position, and I go here, and I hit to the body. I hit to the face, and he tries to stop me. Boom, I roll it, and then I come back in this position here. Okay, so he thrusts, and then he comes in. Boom, I come to position, I hit, he tries to stop me, and I go here. Notice, I have his thumb still. See that? That's a control position. So when I go here, boom, I strike, and then I come in after, and I'm already barreling him down. Yeah, he could try to stop me and everything, and that's fine. But this is a drill. This is exercise to develop Keen's reflexes, okay? So again, he thrusts, boom, comes in, I slide up and go to the disarm, just like that. I roll the elbow, boom, and I come in. Notice I kept a hold of the thumb. Thrust, boom, here, boom, boom, I roll it. See this? Okay? And I'm gonna, see how I have the thumb? Okay? I come right into the eye socket and then come straight in, just like that. And now another way is when I come to this position, you can add this to your drill, is when I go to the disarm like this and he stops me like this, and I start to roll, I feel he's getting loose here, I hook this, just like that. I C-cup, and then I blast him on the other side. So 7 and here, I go to this position, he stops me. This time he can throw a punch or whatever, doesn't mean, boom, I stop him, and then I come in here. Okay, so the 7, boom, boom. See that? And I hook it, boom, just like that, okay? And so finally, the third one, he's gonna be reverse grip, okay? When he does the thrust, he's gonna do a thrust like he's doing at my chest. Boom, and I'm gonna capture it just like this. This will take a little bit of practice, okay? And what the first part of this practice you need to do is that when he does the thrust to the chest, I'm gonna bring my hand into this position here, okay? And I'm striking at the same time. So you go here, boom, just like that, boom. Just like that, over and over and over again, okay? And so when I come to this position, I'm gonna roll this, okay, just like that, okay? Now if I keep going, I can disarm it. Or if I want to use my forearm, I can disarm it like this, okay? But all I'm gonna have you do is you're just gonna roll it, it's gonna disarm, and then I'm gonna come right in just to roll. So I come here, boom, see that? See how I moved in? I'm fully committing. You have to fully commit to this. Gives me that one, boom, I'm coming in. Look at that. That first shot should do a lot. I roll this out, and then I come right back in. Yep, I missed it that time. Then I peeled it this way and came in the opposite way. Sometimes you have to adapt. Boom, here, I roll it, and I come right in, okay? So those are the 3 different ways that we deal with, we can start to incorporate the palm stick into our combat against a single knife. Go ahead and train it. I'll see you next time. Go to our website, pinnaclecombatarts.com. There you can find out more about what I do and the classes that I provide. Thank you guys so much for your support, and have a great day.